A lot of players will be going on an expedition in Arc Raiders in a few days, and if you're like me, you did not invest your skill points the best way possible when the game first launched. So this is a perfect opportunity to make things right. After playing for hundreds of hours, I found some skills more useful than others, and I wanted to break down what I think will be the best skills to invest into in Arc Raiders once you reset your character with the expedition. I'll also try and cover different playstyles too, not the ones that I pick. If you find this helpful, please consider leaving a like to the video and hyping it up, or even subscribing to the channel so others can see it, and it would be mighty cool of you to do that, Raider. Now let's go over the essential skills. Some skills are essential in my opinion for every Raider. Everyone should start their character with investing into the mobility tree first. You want 5 points in the Marathon Runner, and you want 5 points in Youthful Lungs. This enables you to move around the map easier. I think Nimble Climber is essential too, so I put 5 points into that as well. You might not agree with me. If you're a PvPer, you might go for Slip and Slide, but for now let's say that Nimble Climber is the essential skill, and since you've already put 15 points into mobility, you can unlock Carry the Momentum, which is a good escape mechanic skill. Next thing I think everyone should have is skills that make you loot faster. Fast looting means less danger from other raiders. This means that you will be investing 5 points into the Proficient Prior in the Conditioning tree and 5 points into the Looter's Instincts in the Survival tree. Although this is my personal preference, I think that in-round crafting is an essential skill for everyone. I can't tell you how helpful it was for me to be able to craft bandages while in the raid, so you will invest a couple of skill points to get this skill. We are now at 31 skill points spent, and this is the basis everyone should have for their character. You want to buff the amount of items you can carry next, and to do this, we need to go deep into the conditioning and survival trees. In the survival tree, you want to get 5 points in the broad shoulder skill. To get there, I would invest 5 points into Agile Croucher, because this makes you move faster while sneaking. You'll invest 3 points into Silent Scavenger or Revitalizing Squat. Silent Scavenger feels like an essential skill to have, but honestly, if opponents are approaching you, they'll hear you looting sooner or later. It might not be that more essential than having slightly better stamina regeneration while crouching. So you'll get Suffer in Silence next, and then 5 points in Broad Shoulders. In the Conditioning tree, you want the Loaded Arm skill. I got this, and it made my weight management so much easier because equipped weapons lost a lot of their weight. To get there, you can choose several paths. One is to decrease the impact shields have on your movement speed. If you carry a medium or heavy shield, often they will decrease your mobility significantly, so investing 5 points into use to the weight seems prudent. However, you might like being less noisy while looting, so you can invest into Gentle Pressure, but a Fight or Flight skill seems very useful, so I would invest points into that to unlock the next 2 skills. Both Unburdened Roll and Survivor Stamina seem useful for PvP especially. Pick whichever one you want right now, and then get a little extra, and finally the Loaded Arms. Now let's talk about the Security Breach dilemma. Security Breach skill in the survival tree was an essential skill to get prior to a few patches ago, when they nerfed security lockers to the ground. Since that patch, I don't think I found a single blueprint in security lockers. You can get some weapons from them, but that's about it. Security lockers right now are nothing but glorified ammo boxes. But what if they reverse the nerf at one point? If you are certain that you want the Security Breach skill, building out the rest of your skill tree is easy, and this would be my Security Breach build if I went for it. You'll go 5 points into Looter's Luck. I'd get the Traveling Tinkerer skill, so you're able to craft Raider hatch keys while in raid. You can now invest all 5 points into Revitalizing Squat, get 2 more points into Silent Scavenger, get Good as New, Stubborn Mule, and 3 deep breaths. You can even put 2 points into Stubborn Mule instead of taking 3 deep breaths. And then you get the final point into the security breach. And now all you're left with is hoping that security lockers are gonna become useful at some point. Your last 4 points before the expedition would go into Effortless Roll and Survivor Stamina. And the extra 5 points that you're gonna get from the expedition, I would put into Crawl Before You Walk and Unlocking Vigorous Vaulter. And then the rest in the Heroic Leap. You can maybe go for Used to the Weight, or maybe getting more silence with Gentle Pressure, but that's all up to you. I think you should be unlocking this skill for sure and getting this to the max. Now this is probably going to be my build. This is for those of you that are not a big PvPer and then don't want security breach. This is my best PvE build for Arc Raiders. I'd get Traveling Tinker yet again because of the Raider Hatch key crafting. I'd get Fight or Flight maxed out and Used to the Weight in conditioning. We'd then put maximum in Effortless Roll. I'd unlock these 2 skills that weren't locked before, Survivor Stamina and Good as New. You want 5 points in Looter's Luck again. And this will provide you with the most loot that you can carry, that you can pick up, that you can craft, and get some silence for you, because we're going to put points into Gentle Pressure and Silent Scavenger so you're not hurt by enemies. We're once again unlocking Vigorous Vaulter. And this is the 76 skill points tree. With the 5 extra points, you can go 5 points into Heroic Leap, or maybe consider going for Down but Determined, but because it's going to take longer for you before you collapse, which means that you can crawl for longer and get to that extract point, perhaps. Depends on how often you find yourself in that situation. Maybe combine the speed of crawling with the length of crawling. Whatever you choose, I'm sure it's going to be fine. Maybe max out Gentle Pressure and Silent Scavenger and Revitalizing Squat. The last 5 points are just going to be bonus and helpful to you and your playstyle. Now let's look at the PvP useful skills. And if you want an edge in PvP, you'll avoid going for Security Breach, and you want stamina and mobility to survive fights. For solo PvP, in conditioning, you'll max out Fight or Flight, get Survivor Stamina, get Used to the Weight because you're going to be carrying shields. You will not want to have silence while looting, so you don't care about that. You want to upgrade Revitalizing Squat a little bit, maybe even unlock the Good as New skill, but we're going for Effortless Roll full, Heroic Leap full, Vigorous Vaulter unlocked, and I think that Slip and Slide would be useful here because you're going to be sliding into battles when you're chasing enemies, and this will make it look like you're a superhero, and it could be really useful in a fight. This is the build with the current number of skill points. If we get those 5 extra skill points, you can invest them in mobility a little bit more. So you can unlock vaults upon vaults upon vaults, the last skill in the mobility tree. This makes movement across the map and obstacles a little bit faster and might give you a little bit of an edge. If you don't like this skill here and like crafting during a raid, you can disable this skill and go for Traveling Tinkerer. For group PvP, you will get downed and you want to give a chance for your teammates to revive you. In that case, you won't go for Slip and Slide, and I would go for Turtle Crawl in the conditioning tree. There are decisions to be made here based on your playstyle and the group you're playing with. Do you completely forgo the survival tree and lose the broad shoulders thing, so you can invest points into the conditioning to get the back on your feet skill? You'll max out Down but Determined there, get some points for the Gentle Pressure, or maybe put it in the melee fighting. Whatever you choose, it depends on the group you play with and your playstyle. Personally, for group PvP, I would go like this. I would put 5 points into Turtle Crawl, with just 1 point in Down but Determined. And then I would have only 3 points in Proficient Prior. I would max out Crawl before you walk. And then get Revitalizing Squat to 3 points, get the in-route crafting, get the Suffering Silence, and then get Broad Shoulders, at least a couple of points in there so I can carry more of the loot that I got from other players. And this is going to be like 75 skill or 76 skill points. So with the 5 extra that you can get from the expedition, I would get 5 points into Slip and Slide, or max out Broad Shoulders, get the Good as New because it seems like a good thing that you're going to be healing, and then get a couple more points into Slip and Slide. Or forgo that and put some points into Down but Determined. I don't know. I'm not a big PvP guy, and I'm sure you have better experience with what works for you. Let me know in the comments if you did a lot of PvP and have important suggestions for the community. In any case, I think this video gives you good basis for your restarted character in the expedition and what skills you must invest into, whether you love just looting or want PvP. I hope it is helpful to you raiders, and once again if it is, please leave a like and subscribe, and this is the Noob signing out.